This is your boy Daniel Lyonsden Evans, and I want to just share a moment with you all in time that I just experienced a couple of weeks ago. Oftentimes we feel like every opportunity that we have, we need to open our mouth. The Bible declares that we are to be quick to listen and then slow to speak. But the Bible also says that we need to be ready in season and out of season. And I'm going to tell you that initially starting off, I didn't anticipate meeting anyone and giving anyone any type of a word or conversation. Upon visiting New Orleans about 4 weeks ago, I had a chance to visit with a young man, met him on a ferry, and he told me a story about how he was able to give back a life sentence. But the blessing was in a phone call that I got from him weeks following the conversation. So here I want you to see the conversation that we had, but I want to give God some glory because this guy was able to benefit from the conversation we had, and he was able to see firsthand the power of God and how God operates in your life when you're faithful and when you lean to him for understanding and guidance. This is the story that I had with this young man. I was in New Orleans recently, traveling, visiting family and friends, and ready to cross over the ferry. I ran into a young man, and his story really inspired me. To the fact that I wanted to record it and I wanted to share you all the conversation that we had. I want you all to listen and enjoy and just find the message inside this story and just give you an opportunity to see how God is able to use us in a mighty way and how he give us the words for the right people at the right time. Stay.
May I introduce myself?
Welcome to the pride.
Welcome to the pride.
See the fire in my eyes. Yeah. Brothers need to stick together. As a team, we can make it wherever. Just tell me how you feel.
Yeah.
Just tell me if it's real.
Hey. What a time, what a time. What a time for a black man to be alive. Living in the struggle while trying to keep our composure. Killing each other while trying to look for that exposure. We all just want to make it, we should do it as a team. Build each other up and they can't even say a thing. Me and all my brothers just stuck together like glue. It's us against the world and you know what we finna do. Woo! Pop a bottle, we in here for celebration. We just wanna be the leaders that's pushing the generation. Take a seat and find your zone for the topic of conversation. Find a way for a positive revelation. Now this really ain't the time to be thinking about yourself, cause we just a bunch of hustlers that's trying to give out some help. We turn the cubs into lions inside of the den. Come and join the brotherhood.
I gave back a life sentence. I've been going 25 years.
Oh yeah?
Well, 6 months now.
Wow.
Yeah, I had a life plus 36, but it wasn't no hate crime or nothing like that. I mean, I killed the man that raped my people. You know what I'm saying? Like you shoot, that's uncalled for. But anyway, make a long story short, I've been home about 6 months now.
So you gave back until they...
Yeah, I gave it back. They illegal sentenced me. When I committed the crime, I was still a juvenile. As a juvenile, and then you gave me a life plus 36. They're sentenced like that. You either charged me as an adult or you charged me as a juvenile. But they fucked up. And an old black guy in prison, man, one of my best friends, I sent him like 5,000 hours 2 months ago for getting out. But he said, man, give me a bag of coffee and I'm gonna get you home. And I believe him. I gave that man a bag of coffee and 2 months later I was in the state Supreme Court.
Really?
For illegal sentencing, absolutely.
Really?
He told me he don't want nothing else and I surprised him. I put 5 bands on his book.
Nice.
Ronald.
So what was you stationed at when you was there?
I was in Angola.
In Angola?
Yes, sir. Camp C.
Wow.
A little rough.
So you did 25?
25 to the door.
God, I was in prison myself.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And I just did an episode last night where I kind of tell my story because I'm an influencer, I'm a public figure. This is that I put out in the world is not to let your past dictate who you are. You can come back, you can bounce back, you can start a new life, and you can be a productive citizen. You just have to be willing to put in the work to change the narrative on ripped out your life. So, when I hear stories like that, stories of redemption.
It's
stories of
beautiful.
second chances.
The testimony is so beautiful. I'm married now.
Wow.
Now I got a house. I mean, when I first come home, I was homeless. I was out here on the streets. And I met a young lady. Yahweh sent her to me. And maybe 6 months later, now I have a house. I'm married. She's a beautiful woman. She's amazing. God's real. He's good. If you do right, you put out right, right's gonna come back. It might take a long time for it to come back, but it will. And it's gonna come back, and it came back. Like you said, it takes hard work, and you gotta be committed. You can't be out here on the bullshit. You got to be 100.
You got kids.
Committed. Yeah, I got an oldest boy. He's a cop in St. Charles Parish, a narcotics agent. And my youngest boy is 15. But it's not mine, you know what I mean? He's obviously the woman I'm with now, but I call her my son too as well. So yeah, I got two.
What kind of work you do right now?
Right now, that's what I'm doing. I came on this side for an interview, and once they looked at my record, and they seen that I had a murder charge, they told me that at this time, he can't go no further with the application. So that's really what I'm running into.
What kind of skills you got, man?
I make construction. Anything construction. Anything but a house, remodeling, old. I got mechanic maintenance. I got a degree in welding. I got a little bit of mechanic skills too as well. Diesel, marine.
So let me say something to you, brother. Sometimes being turned down, being rejected is the best thing for you. One of the best interviews of my life was one of the worst interviews of my life. I went to this company trying to, seeking a job so I can bounce back. And I've been doing my own business for a while, but I was just trying to do something different. And the guy told me that we want to hire you. You're an awesome guy and everything. Interview went well, but unfortunately because of the background. So check this out. I went to the car. I was crying. I'm like, man, how can I, get myself together? Nobody give me a chance, right? Give me look at me. And I heard the voice of God says, why are you crying over a job when you have a business? You work your business with the same passion you work these people's jobs, then you would never go broke. So sometimes being told no is the only thing you need to catapult you to start your own business, because there's so many. We was on Bourbon Street last night and we walked down there and everybody had a bucket playing drums
all
all this
kinds
stuff, but they had money in that bucket.
You got to know that. It's a hustle.
So if they can do that,
Absolutely.
then the skills that you have, mechanic, construction, all that kind of stuff, there is
My
no.
passion is painting art.
Hey man,
I'm
do
a beautiful
that.
artist.
Do that.
My programmers are known
Do
artists
that.
in the city.
Paint your paintings and come out here and sell them on purpose. So take
I tried
that
the whole time in prison. That
Take
was
that
my
as
hustle.
take that as a fuel, man. Go get a job in a tattoo shop somewhere, man, and use that fuel, man, that they told you no. Use that to fuel the fire to say that I'm gonna do my own thing and I'm gonna come back and show them people that they ain't gonna get me down, man. That's all you need. So don't let the people tell you no, or they discourage you, because sometimes we need to told no to their God can tell us yes. As long as you chasing after a job, you're never able to run a business. You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? You have to be willing to bet on you. Because nobody else can give you a chance unless you give yourself a chance. And being able to do what you already know how to do and help somebody else, they pay good money for amateur tattoo artists just to get some stuff started.
42 on the head.
Hey man, you got plenty of time, bro. You got a wife, you got a job, she can sustain you for a while, but do your part and just use your resources. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Man.
It's like $46 an hour, but I mean, it's sad that I can't help provide.
Don't let that stop you.
You feel less of a man when you feel that.
You feel like that, but the woman's job is to help you. And whenever you're down, she's supposed to be able to lift you up until you're able to get to your point.
Very
So
supportive.
you have a opportunity to recreate yourself. Come home 6 months, they don't know who you are. Only you know who you are. Take your skill set, tattoos, mechanic, all that stuff. Put that to good use, and you have your own business. Nobody can't tell you nothing. You got your own thing going. You come and go as you please. So I don't know. You need to hear that today.
Absolutely.
But
I was going through it.
Focus on.
I was
Get it done.
I was feeling real discouraged. And just,
We got time. I'm gonna look, get to my social media and all that.
Absolutely, I love that.
I'm Daniel Lionston Evans.
Like that.
Lionston
Pleasure
for
to
a
meet you,
reason.
my
My name
brother.
is Daniel. And I've been in the line.
Daniel was definitely there.
So Daniel Lionston Evans. That's why I
Second Timothy, study to show yourself approved to be a wordsmith.
That's why I discovered who I was, man, in that prison, bro. They sent
Where
me
y'all from?
North Carolina, Mississippi. Born and raised in Mississippi. And I moved to North Carolina 2016. When I left this place and went to another area, God showed me a whole different life. I didn't make my first $1 million, so I left Mississippi.
Carolina, right?
Yeah.
Jason.
I'm gonna send you this link to episode called From the Prison to the Palace. And
How you spell it? D-A-N-I-E-L?
yeah, just like in the Bible. And I'm gonna send you this. You like it, subscribe to my YouTube. And I want you to go through all these videos. I got 2 different talk shows, but I deal with entrepreneurs. I deal with young men. I'm a mentor for young men and
See, that's what I want to do.
being out of
Youth
prison,
ministry.
ministering to people and be able to help them, with their business. I'm a business strategist and all that kind of stuff. But if you are serious about trying to get yourself together and all that, man, connect with me, man.
I will.
And let's make something happen, brother. Because one thing about it that I learned is there's not a testimony without a test. So everything you're going through right now is part of the testimony that you're going to tell. And it's not for you, it's for somebody else who's been in the same position. But you defied the odds by giving back that. People don't get that every day, you know what I mean? So that means that because that happened, I believe that God has a place for you. He has a mission for you. You just got to tap into what that is and allow God to lead you in the right direction. But instead of, you know it's going to be hard with the kind of charges you got. So sometimes God will handicap you in a way that you got to depend on Him.
Absolutely.
And when you start that business, He'll send you all your customers. He'll send you all your business. And you can totally depend on Him. And you never, let me tell you something, you never go broke. The Bible says, I've never seen the righteous forsaken or seed begging for bread. If you can hold on to that right there and know that God put you in a position, then you never have to worry about being turned down for a job. When them folks turned me down for that job, I felt like I was defeated. And it took about 10 minutes for God to pick me back up and say, I got you. And ever since that day, I went from 0 clients to over 5,000 clients.
Praise Yahweh.
And God keeps sending them to me every day, every week. And as long as I keep trusting in Him, I never have to beg for anybody to come and build it. They find me. At one point I was chasing money.
Right.
Now money is
coming right
chasing. And
That's a
I see
beautiful
that same
thing.
thing for you.
Thank you.
Whether it's a tattoo, whether it's an artist with a gallery, whether it is a mechanic shop, whether it is a foreman on a construction site or whatever, you have to be in charge. You got to be in control of that.
Yes, sir.
And not let somebody else dictate the outcome of your situation. You got a nice wife, stand by her. Because she's going to get you those rough times.
She's amazing.
Yeah, but continue to do what you got to do as a man. It's your responsibility as a man to do something.
I just feel defeated, like
Don't feel
she's
defeated.
texting me now, like, why are you depressed? And I'm just telling her, because
you know
every
what?
door, every
It-
avenue I go through, every door just is always getting shut
Everybody,
behind my record.
you
Just
have
slamming
to
the door in my
learn
face.
how. You got to learn how to fail. You have to fail forward. You you know that failure is a part of success, because until you learn how to do it wrong, you never learn how to do it right.
Right, that part.
Think about the guy that made the light bulb. He had 99 ways to do it wrong. He took that one way to get it right.
Right.
So failure is a part of success. The quicker you learn that,
Better off I am.
the more successful you're going to be.
I like that.
Ain't nobody can tell you nothing about success without tell you the failure story. They got to tell you that failure story.
You got the fall first.
So you got to be able to get it done. So don't look at it as a defeat thing. Just look at it as a lesson learned.
Absolutely.
You either win or you learn. There's no failure, baby. You either winning or you learning.
I love that.
You know what I mean?
I love that.
And you 42 years old, you got a lot of time to learn some more stuff.
Yes, I do.
So you can always teach an old dog new
And I'm
tricks.
willing. I'm willing.
You gotta be.
I
You
got
gotta
to
be
get
on.
here, you know. I'm not stubborn. I'm not set in my ways with that. I love learning. I love
You're gonna be
reading.
all right, man.
Oh, I will. I trust it.
All right.
Yahweh.
All right.
So you can
sometimes
do all things
he
through
got
him.
to show you that them doors being slammed, so he can let you know that the door
Got
I'm
something
opening,
better.
the door I'm opening up for you, no man can
Got
close
something
it,
better for me.
and the doors I close, no man can open it.
I can't wait to tell my wife
There's
that.
gonna be some doors coming your way, brother, that you have to walk through that nobody can open a but God, and nobody can close it but Him.
I love that.
You believe that?
Absolutely, I do.
It's coming.
I believe it. You
It's
gotta
coming.
believe it. So you gotta have faith in the size of a mustard seed.
Oh, yeah, that's all you
Just
need to
have
have.
faith in
You
it.
gotta have it.
And I trust in him.
Yeah. And you know
I
that.
do.
You
I know
know
that things gonna get better for me.
it's gonna be all right.
Just rough right now. I want to work and I want to help her provide. And just right now, it's difficult. Door after door just get shut. But I mean, we make mistakes in life, and we gotta suffer.
Yeah. But you done paid your dues, though.
I believe that.
25 years, man, that's enough
I
for a
believe that.
lifetime.
I believe
You
that.
done paid your due. You done asked for
That's what she
forgiveness.
tells me.
You go talk to the people, family, ask for forgiveness. And once you've done that, and your slate is clean with God, and He don't even remember it anymore. So every time you come to Him, be like, what you talking about? What are you talking about? He done already put it in the
I didn't even
seed.
think I was coming home. You know what I mean? I got tattoos on my face. I'm a gang member, high-ranking gang member in prison. You know what I mean? I didn't even think I would see a light outside of a prison wall. Then I started getting into that Bible, reading that Bible.
Tell you, man.
Before I knew it, here I am.
Some
Way back
of
alive.
the you know, unrealistic situations you never think of, man. You meet some of the most, you know, people that you would never expect to meet, man, and you wondering, how do I end up in here? You know what I mean?
That part.
I had to look myself in the mirror and ask God, how did I end up in prison? Well, the story goes as this: when I was in prison, they sentenced me to 3 years, and I just did 2. So my time ain't nothing compared to yours, but it's still time
way
all the
it's
same,
time.
right?
Absolutely. Yes, it
I
is.
ran into a young guy. He was doing like 15 years on a drug charge. He did like 7. He came out with the 55% law back in 2009 and 2010.
Yeah, here.
You know, in Texas. I was in Texas.
Okay.
And he was able to get awarded the 65% time while he was in prison. Met me, and I was working with him, teaching him the Bible. He got saved.
Wow.
He turned his life around and got saved to God. And when I got out of prison 2 months later, he died in the weight yard. But his mama called me and said, thank you for escorting my son to Jesus. I was just an escort. Just used it as a tool to help him get across.
You're obedient.
Yeah, and because of that person, the Bible says I'll leave the 99 and go get that one.
Absolutely.
I believe that God redirected my path to go to prison just for that one guy. Go ahead, man. Do it. Do your thing. This whole trip right here, man, just gave me some more meaning. Like, I don't care about nothing that happened on Friday. This right here is the best part of this trip right now, man. Just being able to sit down and talk with a
I'm gonna look at
fellow.
these with her as well.
Oh yeah, man, go through them, man. I got some nuggets in there.
I can't wait to see.
I got one on that called faith versus fear. Faith over fear. A lot of people have faith, but they also operate in fear because they're scared of what the world's going to say. And the Bible says that the Lord is my shepherd; I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures, lead me beside still waters. But it's the part that says that, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. People be thinking that we looking at death, but it's only death shadows. The shadows of death. The shadows of death. Shadows can't do you anything. You have to understand that it's in the shadows of the death. You should fear no evil. But you have to walk through that. Walk through that with God. He's gonna walk with you. And you can't You know, this stuff that we worried about right now, man, in heaven, it don't even mean nothing.
Doesn't mean that.
No job,
This
no
too shall pass.
You know what I
It's
mean?
only for a season.
Yeah, so you got opportunity, man, to get some stuff done, and I believe that with your wife and having a support system at home, that the next day, you're gonna be able to be all right, man.
I mean, I've come a long way in 6 months anyway. Like I said, when I come home from prison, I ain't had nothing. My mama died. I was on the streets, sleeping on the streets. Yahweh brought it to me. I prayed for this woman in prison, and I haven't.
So if you believe God for that, then
it's only
believe
by
God
Him.
for the big things, man.
It's not coincidence. That won't happen like that. He put it in my life. I was obedient. I stayed faithful. I stayed true to the word and leaning not on my own understanding, but His. You know, and look what He's doing for me. But I like what you said about sometimes you gotta take these falls and just fall forward instead of backwards. I like that. I can't wait to share that with my wife.
You gotta fall forward.
So what you said about doors that get closed in your face, but that's the way it's supposed to be. Because that ain't the one that's meant for me. I got something better. It's very inspirational, man. Thank you.
What kind of job was it you trying to go get?
Construction. As a second-hand foreman, just not the main foreman, but running a crew of 36 at the Superdome. Welding.
It's gonna feel so much better when you actually got your own business on that road. Somebody from the construction crew come in and get a tattoo for you.
That'd be awesome.
Good to meet you, brother. Stay encouraged, man. Stay encouraged. Powerful story, right? So let me give you the rest of the story. About a week after that, he calls me on the phone, and he actually tells me that he had some financial hardships, that he needed money for his rent or his mortgage or whatever. And however, I didn't have anything of monetary value to give him, but he kept his spirits up. And he still thanked me for the opportunity to actually spend time with him and talk with him. But the next phone call I received from him would be about 3 weeks later. He called my phone and he said, "How you doing, Brother Daniel? I know you don't remember me, but I met you on the ferry. And I wanted to tell you how much of a blessing you was to me. And I praise Yahweh for bringing us together." And then he told me, he said, "I wanted to thank you for the encouragement." And then he told me something that would change the dynamics of the whole conversation. The young man told me that he had just got hired to work a job making about $35 an hour. And he was in tears. He was crying with tears of joy. And he said, "I remember what you told me on that ferry, that sometime God will close the doors on certain situations in order to open them in a different situation." And then I asked him, I say, "Now, do you think that if you'd have took that job, or if you'd got hired for that job in construction that you was initially looking for, would you be available to go work this $35 an hour job?" He said, "No." So once again, this is how God works. Sometimes He will shut doors for you purposely to open up more doors. And this young man got a firsthand experience on how God was able to shut a door in his situation just to open a better one. So we're never out, we're never down. It's all based on God's plan and God's timing. I want to just encourage you all to keep pushing, keep moving forward, and let God lead you all the way. And I guarantee you won't regret it. As you can clearly see, just by operating in the principles that God has given us, you're able to receive those blessings and be able to receive a lifestyle that's according to the word. So this guy had a firsthand experience with God. And I promise you, if you have the same relationship with God, you'll have the same results. I just wanted to share this story with you all so you all can see that you walk by faith and not by sight. You will always be able to walk without fear because it takes you to have faith the size of mustard seed in order to be able to be successful in the kingdom of heaven. This is your boy, Daniel Lyons Evans. And as always, you heard it from the den. Peace.